The Week in Rock on MTV is brought to you by A&W.
Kiss shows. What have you seen? What do you remember?
Pyro. A lot of pyro. A lot of pyro, and I think that they like hork up a lung or something.
This week, the roar of the grease paint, the smell of the crowd as the original Kiss lineup returns to the stage. Fans and bands react to Van Halen's Dave and Sammy switcheroo.
It's almost like Kiss coming back with full makeup, in a way.
It's not Kiss without Ace Frehley, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
A surprising amount of strong feeling was generated this week as word spread that singer Sammy Hagar was suddenly out of Van Halen, a band with which he'd made many a million-selling album, and that the other three members of the group were in a recording studio with David Lee Roth, the very guy Hagar had replaced in the lineup in 1985. Even after all those years, Roth, with his pure rhinestone persona and relentless showbiz pizzazz, still has many loyalists among the ranks of Van Halen fans. But by now, so does Hagar, as we learned in sampling reaction both in and out of the music business.
Let's face it, Van Halen was it.
When David Lee Roth was with them?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The return of David Lee Roth has rock fans around the world talking. Many artists who grew up with the early Van Halen are thrilled.
I like the Roth incarnation, the original one. That's when I turned on to them.
I think it's a lot. It's almost like Kiss coming back with full makeup.
Seeing Van Halen with Dave again would be the ultimate. I think it would do as well as Kiss, and I hope they want to do it. And more power to them and good luck.
I'm very excited that David Lee Roth's back in Van Halen.
Fans are divided on the switching singers and have been flooding MTV News with email about the story. David Lee Roth fans feel that the original Van Halen is the real Van Halen. But Hagar supporters say that their man was a better fit with the rest of the band and that David Lee Roth's ego was the cause of the original split.
Maybe it was because of Roth's showmanship and antics and everything that he always made a joke out of everything, that the musicianship was never quite respected except for Eddie, you know. But to me, it's like, that's the number one thing, and that's why I joined this band.
There's no Vegas trip to it anymore. You know, it's just pure music, and I think, you know, that to me is a little classier.
I'm here to tell you that it's a lot of BS. It's a lot of excuses that are being peddled because these guys couldn't get off their butt and make a record.
Back when they were making records, the David Lee Roth-fronted Van Halen recorded 6 albums with total sales topping 27 million. With Sammy Hagar at the mic, the band didn't do too shabbily either, selling 15 million copies of 4 studio albums and 1 live recording. So while loyal fans of both camps debate whether Roth's return is good or bad, 2 things seem certain. Van Halen will probably sell a whole lot more records, and Hagar's on hold.
I love Sammy. I don't know Dave, but I would have to say I prefer Van Halen with Dave. I'm sorry, Sammy.
No word yet on a possible Montrose reunion, but the official word from the Van Halen camp is that Hagar's departure is permanent. In a press statement, the veteran singer pronounced himself, quote, pissed, and feeling as though he'd been, quote, stabbed in the back. As for the group's surprise reunion with David Lee Roth after years of ill will, the official line is that they buried the hatchet in order to record a single new track for inclusion on an upcoming greatest hits album, not necessarily anything more. Hagar, for one, didn't buy this story and says it prompted him to quit the group. It also prompted a flurry of unkind parting shots, among them the bitter opinion that bands only resort to putting out greatest hits albums, quote, when they have nowhere else to go.
The guys who weren't afraid to be sexy and scary at the same time or market themselves like no band had done before or since, Kiss have reunited and hit the road last week for their first tour together in 17 years. Just in time for July 4th, original members Ace Frehley, Peter Criss, Paul Stanley, and Gene Simmons and his tongue have packed up $7 million worth of pyrotechnics, blood, and other special effects to play to their army of fans for 2 hours every night. As Allison Stewart witnessed at opening night in Detroit, it was 1977 all over again.
Oh no, not 1977.
How you doing, Detroit? Looks like we're gonna have a rock and roll party tonight! Get up and get your power out of here!
Kiss memory as a kid?
Oh, yeah. Right here.
My fondest Kiss memories are right here. My World Tour 77-78 book, my Paul Stanley autographed kimono Christmas picture. Huh?
How old were you? Where were you when you got that?
Don't bend that up.
These were in Seattle, that was around 10, probably. And then my 79s. And look, I got that from a stagehand. 79 Kiss return.
Don't ask him what he had to do for that.
I was young, I needed the money. That's all I'm going to say.
The things that you hear about of legend, like the amazing, God of Thunder himself, the spitting blood, and that's what I'm looking forward to, just the blood.
You're Kiss fans of the past? Are you Kiss fans for the future?
Yeah. We had to come tonight. It was like, I remember Little Rock and roll. I says, we gotta go. And this
First tour in Detroit, 1974, Michigan Palace, $5. Rush opened the show. Was going to the show, everybody said, you're going to see Who Kiss, man. 2 weeks later, they're like the biggest thing. It's like platforms, glitter. And this show tonight was just like a throwback to back then with everybody with the glitter, and it was cool.
I spoke with Gene Simmons recently, and he attributed Kiss's popularity mainly to the fact that their fan base is made up mostly of men. And in his opinion, guys are just more loyal than girls. Kiss will lead their Kiss Army to the Alamo Dome in San Antonio Sunday and the New Orleans Superdome on Tuesday. Other 70s acts touring the country this summer, by the way, are the Sex Pistols, Peter Frampton, Steve Miller, and Kansas.
When did the 80s start?